Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant and I'm back with another reaction for you, back with another video. And these guys here, they promise to show the Serbia that the media doesn't want to show you. So they're gonna go to Belgrade and they're gonna just walk through Belgrade and show certain things. And this one seems like it's from a different perspective than the other ones that I've reacted to. So let's go ahead and YouTube and simmer and check out their perspective or vibe.
Stravo, guys. Another
Okay,
day,
let's
another
check it out.
video
Let's
from
check it out.
Serbia, actually Belgrade, guys. And today we're gonna show you the Balkans they won't show you. In Central Europe, the Balkan often gets portrayed as underdeveloped and way poorer than Central Europe, for example. And today we want to see if that's really true. But if I see a cityscape here, the waterfront like that, I really doubt that's the case in 2024 anymore. But we're gonna explore Belgrade or parts of Belgrade that aren't shown as often in the media to see how the Balkan is developing, especially in Serbia, because we've been to Kosovo, we've been to Albania, and we've been to North Macedonia. And there I have to say they were a little bit less developed. You really saw that, but I think Serbia may be a different story. Wow, guys, I definitely have to say, what a blessing. Look at this weather, the waterfront, the
Development
man
going on
playing
there
guitar.
too, boy.
And a lot of development going on here, you see it here, and a lot of new buildings. And I think this bridge is the perfect dividement of the old Belgrade with the castle over there. We were yesterday there, guys, on the castle. And today we're at the new side of Serbia, of Belgrade at least. And it looks just amazing. And I really have to say I'm hyped to explore today. Huge condos being built. And on our way from the airport, we also saw companies like Microsoft, Huawei, Honor, all the big companies are gathering here and building up new offices. So I think there's actually a lot of development happening. And as you see, there's many construction sites. And to be honest, if I just would see this view, I wouldn't believe we're in Belgrade, Serbia, because I never heard about condos in the Balkans so far. So I think that's... Look at this, look at the pathway. it reminds me a little bit of the infrastructure in China, I have to say. Look at those penthouses up top here. Man, I would love to have something like this. Crazy, guys. Guys, what's the price of this? Because one guy we met said you can get a flat here, a cheap one, for 30,000 euros. But I don't think in this area. So that's really interesting. I really have to say I'm stunned by this part of the city, and also the cars. You guys, you like German cars. You like a lot of Audi and of BMW. So that's really good. Nice to see as a German, of course. And look at this, they're building here. Yeah, I think I saw like a big Belgrade waterfront logo, so I think there's probably a development company that just makes the whole side along the river here like this. So it would be cool, it really would change the cityscape quite drastically. So new Belgrade is coming. Guys, I never imagined Belgrade like that, but I have to say, nice living, very good food, and one thing is also important, the women are beautiful here in Serbia, guys.
Yeah.
So maybe do a half-year vacation semester here, half-year studying. What the heck, bro? Yeah, that's development.
Oh, wow.
Right there. So I think a good living city here. Stravos, ciao, I'm integrating, guys, already. With higher infrastructure, I think also higher prices will come.
Yeah.
So I think it would be really interesting to know what the average wage here in Belgrade is. So if you know that, drop it in the comments. It would be really interesting.
And
now it's time to check out
development,
how the prices are here in this area, because we experience it.
they kind of gentrify the area, prices go up, you know what I mean? So it looks good, but the average person is going to struggle to maintain a living there. But my mom always say, if something looks good, you're gonna feel good while in it. You know what I mean? Like, if you notice, if you go to like anywhere in the world, if you go to like, well, no, not anywhere in the world, but generally speaking, if you go to places where it's like random and stuff a lot, there's a lot of not just crime, but a lot of depression there because the surroundings is not helping. The aesthetic is not helping people feel, yeah, this is nice.
in the old Belgrade, what the coffee costs, what the food costs. So let's experience it here. Construction site after construction site, guys.
Wow.
And look at this building. Wow, just wow. You didn't saw
This
that
was
in Albania or
2024.
Kosovo, huh? No, you didn't. And I think this is probably the most expensive shopping mall in Serbia, or maybe also the Balkans, but this looks really luxurious. Brands like Maserati, BMW can only be expensive, so let's check it out if it's already open and what we can find.
Whoa.
Look at this, guys.
Nice.
That looks like a parallel universe. Amazing entrance.
That is cool.
But I have to say, it really does not yet fit in 100% with the city, because the rest doesn't look at all like this, and it's a little bit empty, so it really feels a little bit like a ghost town. Yeah, it's like impressive, definitely. We traveled a lot in the Balkans and we never saw something like this at all, but it feels like a little bit artificial. I think it probably got developed over the course of the last 2 years, and now it's just really everything's opening up. The buildings are finished, the first persons move in, so yeah. And by the
You know, he says that, and I'll draw a parallel here for you. I remember when China first started to build stuff up, and I had a lot of friends who visited China at that point. I had a lot of friends that went to teach in China at that point, and they were saying it looks so artificial. They have all these buildings up, but there's nothing there. It's called development. You know what I mean? When you're developing something, you know, it's going to look artificial to begin with because it's not what is used to be there. People aren't used to it yet. Once people get used to it and it start really rocking, then you'll see stuff going on. So to go to a new development and say, oh, it looks kind of artificial, yeah, it does. It's not popping yet. Now look at China. Look at all the stuff they have now. Look at all the malls and stuff, and how full it is with people and all of that. Developing. That's the vibe.
impressive to see, but I think you have to have a lot of money here in this district. But I have to say, really beautiful mall. We've been in many malls, also like in Oman, in Arabia, in big malls, but this actually also can hold its ground, guys. And it's big, yeah, for such a considerably small country, like and small city. Like 6 million people, I think, live in Serbia. In Serbia. So big. Look at this view. Damn. And those restaurants here look extremely expensive. I have to say, unfortunately, always when it's like so modern and so brutalist, it always loses the charm a little bit. Yeah. I think in old Belgrade, where we live, it's like so Serbian, like so old school, authentic, very authentic. And I like the old school buildings a little bit more, I have to say, but definitely a big achievement here for Belgrade to have such a modern complex. So shout outs to you guys, and I'm happy to see. But over there, the old school town looks also really beautiful with the castle. Okay guys, drinking an espresso with a view, guys, a beautiful waterfront here. Enjoying
as long as you maintain
nice
the old town too.
But everybody's smoking. Guys, I swear they smoke inside, outside, wherever they can, before they eat food, after the food. It's incredible. I've never been in a country where they smoke so much. But all in all, we just had a look at the menu. The prices actually seem really okay. A pizza, 10 euro in a restaurant like this seems really okay for me. I thought it's way more expensive, so that's really good actually. Okay. Only 245 dinars for one espresso, around about 2 euros flat. So crazy price for an area like this. Huge mall in Germany, this would be 4 or 5 euros. I didn't expect that at all, to be honest. And here, guys, is the water walk, I call it. Because look at this, I literally walk across the river. That's amazing.
They do some serious development, boy.
And we're back into the city, and as you can see, this is the other part of Belgrade. A long history, amazing old buildings, statues, and a lot of culture. It's a huge contrast to the modern area we just saw, but of course this is also an integral part of Belgrade. So we're gonna explore a little bit of the city center, also show a little bit of historical buildings. But like in every other big cities, there are rundown buildings right next to these cultural monuments. that's what we also saw on our first day here. The residential buildings really are in desperate need of some renovations, but the cultural and historical monuments, they look amazing, guys.
Yeah, y'all take care of your cultural stuff there, that's for sure. The whole Balkans,
And
but yeah.
as we already mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Balkan really hasn't the greatest reputation in Western Europe. There's a lot of prejudices about the Balkan region, especially that it's like not as developed, it's grey, it has a high criminal rate, and that's why we want to experience it for ourselves. As we already told you guys, we've been in Kosovo, in Albania, and
I tell you what the vibe is though. Even though that's the kind of reputation those places got, it did not stop me from wanting to go there. It didn't. I just think that because I go for people first before I go for perception. You know what I mean? I always wanted to go there and see what it's like myself, you know? Because then I think of the history and I want to walk through that history. You know, I want to, because the best way to feel the history of a place is to walk through it. Every time I used to travel, that's what I did, you know. I didn't go to the modern sites and do all the modern things, you know what I mean? And I didn't go to the vastly traveled touristy areas, you know. I went to the more obscure monuments, you know what I mean? Or the battlefields or stuff like that. That's what, you know, I want to walk through, you know, so I could feel the history and thing like that. I don't mind going to the modern areas and stuff when I just want to go chill, you know what I mean? And just go relax a little bit to a certain degree, you know, if you can in those modern spaces. But yeah.
in North Macedonia to see how the Balkan region actually is. And so far, we'll have to say Serbia is by far the most developed part of the Balkans we've been to. It's like really, especially here in Belgrade, there's like really no criminality so far. We didn't saw any kind of drug use or anything else. We feel pretty safe even going out in the evenings here as tourists. So that really speaks for itself. But of course, Belgrade is also the main capital of Serbia, so that's also a little bit different, guys, you know. So we also want to go to a more rural part of Serbia, maybe go into a village or something on that sort. So you can definitely give us some recommendations where in Serbia we have to check out, where's a nice local life, because this is always the real picture of a country for us. And also here in the city center, where the traffic is booming, you have to say there's no trash. It's really, everything is really good maintained. So it would be interesting to compare it to another city, which is not like the main capital, how good maintained it is there. But other than that, the old historic building look really good. But I have to say, no other country than maybe Serbia and China, I have saw so many flags hanging everywhere. Like the flags are everywhere, on every building, on every like lantern. You can see the Serbian flag. So definitely a proud nation. Serbia flag, the train, Serbia flag, Serbia flag, Serbia flag, big Serbia flag. We are in Serbia. I think this is the biggest military advertising that I ever saw on all our travels, guys. This is huge. This is as big as the whole building. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And also a lot of Serbian graffiti, guys, all over the city. I swear everything is sprayed, but the monuments, they don't spray. I think so there will be a big violation fee if you really dare to spray the monuments. It's now getting a little bit dark, guys. The sun is going down, but I really have to say what I really recognize. They have a lot of parks here in Belgrade and they are pretty good, well maintained, and a lot of families like playing and are out, especially women with kids. I think the men are at work. We saw that really drastically, like only women with their kids during the day, more men all at work. So it's interesting to see. And yeah, I have to say I feel pretty safe here when you see something like this. Happy families playing. Almost everyone also has a dog. I swear I never saw so many dogs, and especially like these little dogs. It's crazy. There's the Hilton Hotel, and over there is Mozart Bet, Balkan Bet. I swear so many betting casinos where you can go and play. I don't know, out here. That's incredible. I never saw in one city so many casinos and everything. Ciao Noah, ciao Noah.
Ciao, ciao. Oh, in Italy.
Guys, that doesn't actually mean like bye-bye, it's hello. And it was really weird for us the first day when you come in coffee and they say to you like ciao. And it's for us like, oh, what ciao? We used it more in German language more for like goodbye.
I think this actually does it for today's video, guys. I hope we could show you a little bit of
Yeah, yeah. Now with the other guy, he was walking in a different part of the city. Now I like to see all parts of the city, the developed, the not so developed, the old, and all of that. And this video did a good job of going to like the ultra modern area, and then they went to the area where they saw old buildings and that everyday life with people with their kids playing and stuff like that. That in a big city, of course. You know what I mean. Now I want to start because I did that with Romania too. I want to start looking at the everyday life of Serbia. You know what I mean? That plus the rural life of Serbia. You understand? And people say, oh, they're poor out there, but rural people are a lot happier. No, in smaller rural towns, maybe not. They might have some issues. But when you go out into the actual rural areas where grandma and grandpa is out there, and there's probably a small garden in the back of the house and stuff like that. That's the type of life that I want to check out next as far as Serbia is concerned, not just the Belgrade and stuff like that. Now, I do have a video of Novi Sad that I want to react to, and I'm kind of excited for that because I did in my live the other day. There was a couple of people from Novi Sad in there, so I want to see where they're from and thing, and what it's like there and things they could do there. Did Nice already, which I'm going through towns and cities and stuff in Serbia too, like I did for Romania. So I'm excited to do that. I hope you guys are excited to check it out with me too. Also, the music is going to keep coming, so you know what I mean. We're going to check that out. We're going to vibe up on that one. And if you guys please keep the comments coming, keep the suggestions coming, things I could watch that would teach me about Serbia, things that would help me react to things that people who don't know about Serbia will learn stuff about Serbia. You know what I'm saying and things. So yeah, and I did get a couple of comments saying, "Oh, well, I got one comment in particular saying, oh, don't let them fool you. Serbia is this and Serbia is bad and Serbia is that." Man, there's bad everywhere. Not everything is just pristine. You go to my island, we're really peaceful. Our cops don't even have guns, but there is bad stuff there too. You know what I mean? Now, if it's not part of what you're doing, it's not going to affect you. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to run up on you or anything like that. But, hey, if you all want to support the channel and thing, you could do so through the super thanks and in the description, you have PayPal and buy me a coffee. It would be much appreciated. Hey, it might go to a little travel fund and thing to get to Serbia and all of that. So, hey, it's going to help to do that, you know what I mean, along with what I have put aside already to go there. In the meantime, you all take care of each other. Hey, let's get together and show each other's culture and stuff, which there's going to be some of that coming from my area. Let's try to bring some peace and love in this world, okay?